So today I have a pretty big project. I had ordered some things in the past that I wanted to put on my bike, but you know, life gets in the way and you work so much. And then not only that, but then we had this horrible weather, rained every day. I just didn't get the chance to sit outside and start adding my mods. So today is gonna be that day, folks. We're gonna add some mods. So right now I'm driving to the Harley store to pick one small piece, and after that small piece, then the fun parts. That's when the fun part begins. See you at the Harley store.
He's got no brakes.
Bagelsmania. You know what sounds really nice? Orange juice. I haven't had orange juice in a long time. Yeah, random. So right now I have my bike and it has 556 miles. I picked it up the very end of August, a month before my birthday. Bargained with the guy a lot, but ended up getting the deal I was looking for. If you're riding anything, you know, if you had a big bike, a touring bike, those are extremely comfortable, you know, especially if you're doing very, very long distance riding. You know, I always recommend touring. I started off with a Sportster, and you know, I got it right after COVID, and I thought, oh, you know, I would just be doing some local riding. And sure enough, I didn't realize most of my riding I started doing, you know, half highway and half local. And you know, just riding on the highway, getting up to 55 miles per hour, that's pretty much where that bike topped out, was 55 miles an hour. Jesus Christ. People, this guy came all the way from the far left lane to take that exit over there. So he just flew 5 lanes over just to take an exit. What are we doing? So I'm sorry, like I was saying, I went from a Sportster, now I have a Lowrider S, and the change is night and day difference. I mean, the power, the pickup, not to mention the fuel capacity. You know, I went from a 3.3 liter tank, which I don't know, for some odd reason kept giving me, you know, at 70 miles, that's when the gas light would come on. Oh, don't get me started on the gas. I didn't even have a gauge for me to know how much fuel I had in my tank. I kind of had to wobble the bike around a little bit to kind of figure out how much fuel I had. But usually around 70 miles I'd have to refuel. Now on this bike I finally have a fuel gauge. So right now I'm running a little over half a tank, but it puts my mind at ease. I don't have to worry about how soon or when will I have my tank light come on. So I mean, I went from a single disc brake to a dual disc brake. You know, anybody that's starting out riding a bike, I know most people are gonna say, you know, the best bikes to start out on are little cruisers like Sportsters, and if you're into sports bike, you know, like a 300 or something like that. You know, if I wanted to, I think a lot of it has to do with responsibility. And I think I was pretty responsible at my age. You know, I'm 39 right now. I know right from wrong. I know when to speed or when not to speed. Actually, you should never be speeding, but you know, you don't speed on local roads, for example. But with that being said, you know, these bikes are very, very powerful, and if you didn't have that responsibility, doesn't matter how old you are, you could get killed riding these things. What else? But you know, if I was to start with a bike, you know, I probably wouldn't hag on a Sportster. I mean, although it was a great bike, it taught me a lot of things. You know, I did drop it once or twice, but you know, if you're a beginner and you don't drop a bike, God bless you. Oh wow. But I definitely got the hang of riding. I've been riding for about 4 or 5 years now. I love it. You know, my last bike, if I was to take that bump, my back, my teeth, my neck, my spine, everything would be over with. This bike at least handles it a little better. Well, I should say a lot better. I mean, sure, you do have to come off the seat a little bit, but it's not as bad. And I just didn't want to dump money into my old bike. So right now I'm headed to my mom's house. I just left a bunch of the stuff there last night. Actually, last night I did do 1 or 2 mods. So I had purchased a quad lock. You know, for the longest time I wanted a quad lock, but just never came around to it. So I finally got a quad lock, and all I can say is please read the directions. My mistake was I didn't want to fasten everything down completely, and I wanted to make sure I had the angle right and everything, and put the phone case on, and because I didn't fasten everything, the phone case was not coming off of the locking mechanism. So I battled with that for a while and finally was able to free it up. But anyway, so yeah, I attached the quad lock, which I also got like the wireless charging thing with the wire, and you know, these Sportsters, they have a little hidden USB port, so I connected that. And after that, I had purchased LED turn signal lights. Here's something very, very interesting I learned. Actually, I would have never known if it wasn't for Cycle Fanatics. So shout out to you. So apparently the turn signal lights for the rear, the running lights at nighttime, they don't run, they're just off. They only turn on when you're engaging the turn signal. Custom Dynamics has this I don't know, capacitor or something like that, and it deletes basically the hyper flash, because that's what's happening to my bike. I mean, it shows me on my gauge that it's hyper flashing, but the actual blinkers, they're blinking normally. But so it deletes that. But and the other thing I really wanted to do is I want the turn signal lights to always be running so it matches the brake light. So I guess I need to order that from Custom Dynamics. And that's it. And just in a little bit I'm gonna start adding some more mods. Oh man, Porsche, that looks dope. It's a beautiful day. I mean, it's a little breezy, but I'll take it. I'm very thirsty. Lord, I really want orange juice. Like, I really want orange juice.